anyways, this is like my carrots and peas. Vanessa J is in the house. She is a Director 3, Platinum Black 3. Did I say it? $50,000 in personal sales in a month. I feel like I've traveled the world with this lady. I love her to pieces. She is the most amazing creative you're ever going to meet, and she's going to share with us a lot of stuff today. She's going to share her story first, but if you haven't seen Vanessa's social media, please, you need to watch, because this woman works hard at this. She deserves these amazing credentials. She's like right there in it in the team builder side, and of course at the tippity tip top of the promoter side. Vanessa, are you there?
Oh my God, Tina, I don't think I'll be able to leave my room. My head is so big now. Thank you, my friend. Yes, Tina definitely is I don't know if she's the peas or I'm the carrots, but we are super close, and we've had a lot of amazing adventures with this company, that's for sure. A bit about my story. To be honest, 8 years ago, I was a restaurant manager, working 50-plus hours a week, running around a busy restaurant. Unfortunately, at that time, I was going through divorce. And that was, all of a sudden, it was scary. You're alone. You're saying to yourself, how am I going to make ends meet? And I was desperate to figure something out. I didn't have time to get a second job. I was working sometimes in the morning, sometimes midday, sometimes right till close. And there was just no way I could fit a second job in. And this is not my first company. This is my second. I've now been with Modere for 6 years. But I remember seeing a girl on social media 8 years ago buy a white winter coat. And that was my trigger at that time. At that time, my bills were coming in. I was having a really hard time just getting, honestly, putting gas in my car to get to work sometimes. It was pretty tough going. And I saw this girl buy a white winter coat, and I said, what is she doing? And she sent me an email that was, I don't know how many pages long. I thought, this is a scam. I'm not doing it. And then about 2 weeks later, I had a bill come in the mail that sent me over the edge. And I remember just having such a sleepless night. Woke up in the morning and decided to give the online space a chance. And for 2 years, I did all the things. They told me to do it, I did it. And I just felt like I would take, 3 steps forward, 5 steps back. It was very recruitment based. If I didn't have a team, I couldn't make any money. A lot of the same things that I think a lot of people go through. I was spending more money than I was making. I was being taught how to brand the company, not myself. After 2 years, I was feeling like very inauthentic, and I just didn't feel like I was in alignment. And I was 1 foot out of the door of this industry. I was starting to question, is this for me? I'm not too sure. And literally the day that I was ready to quit, I was praying, and I was literally praying, like, somebody help me. I know there's got to be something better out there. And that day I received a message from a woman that I had secretly been spying on social media. I loved the way she was doing things. And she reached out to me. It was very random. And she just said, Vanessa, hey, Vanessa, how are you? It's great to connect. And we started a conversation. And she introduced me to Modere, but what she did was something so interesting to me. And all she did was she added me to a Facebook group, and she sent me a video. And I didn't even look at the video, and I didn't even look around the Facebook group. I was just so excited that there was tools. And I said, I'm in, and that was that. And now 6 years later with Modere, I have been able to leave my full-time job. I leaned into the promoter side because I just thought it was so incredible that I could build a business without having to build a team, to market a product that I absolutely love, which is buy or sell, and to to have that business model where I had that freedom, and also even for people who decided that they did want to work for me. I love the fact that people walking into this business can decide for themselves, do I want to promote the product while I learn to lean into leadership? And if I never want to, that's fine too. Like, I just love that freedom was here for us. There was tools in place, amazing people, amazing incentives and opportunities, and it's just been such a blast since I've been here, honestly. So I can say I'm a lifer.
That's so awesome. I want you to tell everybody a little bit about your approach to promoting product and like what kind of angle you come at.
So here's the thing for anybody, for anybody who's listening, who's either new or actually might be thinking about the business for themselves. None of us are born marketers. You know, we come into the online space and we say, okay, let's hopefully make some extra income and change my family's life, change my life, whatever it is. But we're not necessarily all. Some maybe not. Some maybe are, but most of us are not marketers, and we learn to be as we go. But for me, and for anyone who's new or thinking about getting started, I think the biggest thing that changed my business was, as soon as you can, create a testimony and get excited about a product. If you look at the products that do really well are the ones where you can show people the difference. So whether it's the Lean Body System, the 5-Day Drop, Liquid BioCell, where you can actually show people, here, this is what it's done for me, and share your story, that honestly is all it takes, because your belief and your excitement behind that product is going to be so huge that it can sell itself. Now, of course, as I've grown and as I got more excited about a product, for me, I loved leaning into education, because as I was learning, I was like, I didn't know this, but somebody else might want to know this. And as I started to share my story and start to educate about the product and have those two things kind of intermingling, that was really, that was what took everything over the edge. And, on another side too, I mean, we have so many amazing products. Yes, it's great to focus on one, but I love the fact that, you can get excited about, you can pivot. You can, after 5 years of speaking about one product, you can say, let's veer in this direction. This is more, maybe there's something, like, I know for me, I'm at a different time of my life now, I'm trying new things. So it's a really fun product line that you can actually really play around with and really create the business that you want for yourself, which I love.
What's your daily, DMO as far as your social media goes?
Well, we always have to remember, I mean, it's network marketing, right? So there's two sides to my business that I take seriously every day, and that's networking and there's marketing. So whether I try and do a reel every day, I'm not as consistent as some of you amazing ladies. I used to be, not as much, but I try and create a reel every day, and I will, when I do that, I will share it, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, even sometimes in my stories. My stories from Instagram are synced over to Facebook, which is great. I will definitely post every day. I will try and get into my stories every day. That's the marketing side. Again, network marketing. So those are the two main puzzle pieces of your business. And so the marketing aspect, and then, of course, behind the scenes, I am speaking to people. I'm building relationships. I'm following up with people. I'm networking online. And then there's two other sides to what I like to do personally is the skill development side and personal development as well. So those are things that I feel help, number one, grow my skill set and also help develop me as a person, because just as we heard earlier on this call, you attract who you are. And if you want to grow and if you want to become better, you've got to be better. And so I try and carve out a little bit of time for each every day, depending on what that looks like at the time.
Yeah, that's awesome. You know, what I really love is that, you know, like you said, we're all not, you know, we don't come into this marketers or seasoned marketers. Both you and I had previous network marketing experiences that were not positive, that didn't reap the rewards, you know, but I think that part of having that was still like, you know, growing pains into becoming better once we were with Modere and we had the tools, like you said, those tools that were provided to us. Like, there are so many amazing trainings available, and there's so much support, because this really isn't, you know, and I talked about Vanessa and I being like carrots and peas. We aren't upline or downline or any of those words to each other, but we are still helping each other. And the same goes with Cordisha and Peggy, all of us. We are all sidelines. We would drop anything to help each other. That's kind of how it works in Modere. You know, it's kind of like a really, really different and unique experience where even across teams, people are helping each other quite a bit. But what I loved, too, was, and it's so true, I often say we need to be like, if we are talking about a health and wellness company like this amazing, you know, design your life by design with Modere, we need to be able to talk the talk, but we can't do it unless we walk the walk. And Vanessa talked about sharing your story. That's all it takes at the beginning. So if you are walking the walk and sharing your journey story, you can be an effective social marketer. And I love that she said that, because after a while, after you've walked the walk and you have that great experience and you have that journey, that's when it's easier to become that educator, become that person that shares the product at, you know, a little more in depth, that sort of thing. But we all started at one place. And having a great success story, utilizing the supplementation, always, always helps. But unless you employ that, unless you go ahead and do it, unless you dive into the lean body system and that lifestyle, unless you dive into doing the 5-day drop, unless you are consistent utilizing your collagen so that you have something to share with people, I think, you know, it's not going to happen. So you need to dive in, be a product of the products, right? Share your journey story, get a little momentum under your belt, be able to educate further. I love that everybody talked about, you know, there was like talk of personal development and talk of make sure that you're in it, so you're sharing the business. You know, Cordisha does it in the morning, like early in the morning, because that sets her up for her day, and she's sharing her regular life. I mean, I think that